Hello and welcome to the Time for AI podcast, the podcast that brings you the best AI conference speakers and allows them 5 minutes to sum up their presentation. I'm the host of the podcast. My name is Peter, and I'll be hosting this one. And if you've missed the previous episodes that we had a lot of great speakers in the archive that is available, and we have a lot of them lined up for the next episodes. So, of course, don't forget to subscribe and rate the podcast so that you get all of the best information from conferences all around the world. Today, I'm very glad to be joined by Filip. Filip, hello and welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me, Peter.
Filip, you are the founder and CEO of Mediartem AI. What is this? What is the company? What do you do there? And what is the best thing you do?
So thank you for the invite and the brief intro. So we do customized trainings for companies on how to use the most popular generative AI tools in everyday business. So we customize our trainings based on three things. One is the level of knowledge of people on using these tools, which we estimate through interviews and surveys beforehand. Second thing is the preferred tool of choice. So it can be from ChatGPT, Copilot, Gemini, etc. So we cover the most used ones. And the third thing is what's the cost? So is it for sales department? Is it for the whole company? Is it for board? So is it a leadership training? And based on those three elements, we customize our trainings, and we've been doing so for the past. Now it's going to be 2 years. Something close to 4,000 people went through the trainings, and we work with corporations, startups, universities, governments, and all different sorts of organizations that you can think of. The second thing we do, which is a relatively new service of ours, is a more structured and longer service, which is called AI Academy, which brings AI transformation to your organization, which is divided in four different phases. First one is awareness. Second one is upskilling. Third one is process transformation. And the fourth one is fine-tuning and producing the strategy and policies. So this can last from 6 months up to a year, depending on the size of the company and the complexity of the task. But this is something we now do as well, besides the regular trainings.
Based on your experience, what are the departments within companies that are the first one to jump on the bandwagon of AI, and which are the ones that you feel that should be there but are not?
Oh, that's an interesting question. I would say the first ones that realize the need are HR departments, and especially the learning segments of HR departments, which tend to try to initiate this. It's either them or the CEO, the first ones that react, or the IT department. So I would say most often it's used by IT departments first, and the last it's used by regular operations. I would say this is my experience based on different companies, but it all differs for each industry, and of course each individual is different. So we do not have measurements of those things in many companies. You can have a super powerful user of AI in logistics, while on the other hand, somebody in IT never used it. So it depends a lot.
It depends. Yeah, it was the beginning of the implementation of this technology, right? Filip, I've invited you to the podcast because I saw your presentation at the AI Weekend, side part of the marketing weekend or weekend. I think that's the full name of the conference. That is going on for years in Rovinj in Croatia. Was this the first time at the conference? How did you like the conference? What were the things that you are taking away from the conference?
Awesome. So I heard about the conference, the Weekend Media Festival, the whole concept so many times. Like it's a huge thing in Croatia, and everybody waits for this weekend in Rovinj to happen. And the things I knew about it is that you have great speakers, that you have a lot of opportunities to network with the the most powerful people in business, mostly from Croatia, but now it became a more regional and international thing. So this was my first one, so I have nothing to compare it to. I liked it a lot. It has enough elements of business, enough of the educations. You have also a lot of free time and networking, so I really did like it. The thing I like the most is, I have to admit, I have not been on the other elements besides the AI ones, but I liked how holistically they approached this wide topic. So you had people from programming side, the technical side, to the ethics, to everyday business. So I like the holistic approach toward it, and it raised a lot of questions for me, and I learned a lot of new things.
And of course, Rovinj is one of the nicest and most romantic, and also other types of city in Croatia. I know it's hard to find one city in Croatia, but I think it's, at least for Slovenians, Rovinj is the place to go. All
I
right.
agree.
Filip, your presentation was called The Unfair Advantage. Multiply your impact, not your hours. Here are your 5 minutes.
Super. The main idea behind the speech was that there's a huge difference between human and machine productivity. With machines, it's all about the efficiency. So machine works better, the faster, and with less resources possible, it produces the bigger outcome. So it's pretty straightforward with machines. If it's faster, if it uses not a lot of resources and produces a lot of outcome, that's the best machine possible. With humans, on the other side, as most of us are now knowledge workers, and our productivity is not so straightforward as with machines. So with us, we're more complex beings than machines. We have a lot of business, private, intrinsic interests, and a lot of goals which are not super straightforward. So with us, it's more about the effectiveness. So knowing how to prioritize, knowing which thing is the thing I should dedicate the most time to at this specific moment. So with us, it's more about the effectiveness than efficiency, which is knowing what is the right thing to do for me specifically at this current time. One recommendation was the book, The Effective Executive, by, they call him father of management, Peter Drucker, which deals a lot with this topic. Then we went into AI tools, which I presented as two metaphors, two analogies. One is their cognitive amplifiers, so they can help us use more of our intellectual and cognitive powers, and they can amplify them for a bigger impact. So they are primarily our cognitive amplifiers or our cognitive partners. The second thing is that they can be looked at as, from the perspective of responsibility and ethics, as an assistant chef or assistant cook. Why assistant chef? Because when you think of the role of assistant chef, his role is to cut the meat. He can also cook the soup. He can even suggest the recipes. But the one that's responsible for the final outcome is always the main chef. The same thing with these tools. We have to take 100% of responsibility for all the outcome that we either generated with an automation with these tools, or with augmentation, where the tool helps us to do something in a collaboration. Which brought us to the topic of two ways that we can collaborate with these tools, which is either automating tasks or augmenting tasks. So augmentation, the synonym for the word would be collaboration. So you can either do a task with the help of AI, or you can completely outsource the task to AI, where AI does it on its own. This is automation. So I developed a framework which I found to be needed. This came out of as a necessity, as a response to a necessity from various trainings I did, because people do not know what to automate or what to augment. So the framework is following. You have two axes. One is the level of complexity of the task, and the second one is the level of human involvement. So is the task relational or it's impersonal? So when we go to the bottom left quadrant, you have impersonal tasks, which you do on your own without other humans, and you have low complexity tasks. So these tasks are the ones that have the highest potential to be completely automated. Things like, I don't know, saving an invoice and in 3 different folders. You don't need a lot of human effort for that. You can automate it because it's not relational and not highly complex. While the opposite quadrant are the tasks which are highly complex and highly relational. You never want to automate those tasks. Tasks like making a company-wide strategy, agreeing a strategic partnership, or having a super important sales meeting. So you do not want AI to tell you what your company strategy is and then following it blindly. So these tasks are highly, those are called leading tasks, and the ones in the bottom left quadrant are robotic tasks. So these tasks you want to do in collaboration with AI. So you do not want them automated. So you help yourself with AI as a cognitive partner on how to improve your strategy, how to prepare for the meeting, or how to promote someone, etc. And then you do it on your own. So I would say this framework was one of the main points. And then we looked at the various use cases for various quadrants, when to automate, when to augment.
All right, excellent. So coming back to your framework and how you see the tasks, what are the mistakes of what are the people usually trying to automate? And on all conferences, people are saying that 80% or even 90% of AI projects are supposed to be failing, right? And it's probably because people are trying to automate the wrong tasks. What are your experiences? What are the things that people are automating wrongly?
That's a great question. So from I do not know the general state of things, but as you asked me, my personal experiences, people tend to automate tasks that are supposed to be very human and very, very relational. Things like I had a lot of cases where people comment something on my LinkedIn post, then I reach out to them in inbox and they're like, did I ever comment this? And then so with human tasks, relational tasks, I'm expecting you to be human because you're representing yourself. It's your personal profile. So the same thing with emails, the same thing with some online meetings. People are starting to automate relational tasks, which is not supposed to happen, especially for the highly complex tasks. We like to work with humans, and that will never change. The higher the stakes of our collaboration, the more I want to work with a human, the less I want to work with AI. So people tend to automate relational tasks, and that's not a good thing. And we can see it backfire.
When we talk about automations, the question with AI is always how much of a training and knowledge about AI should employees in general have when we start building the tools for them? Should there be a basic general knowledge about all of the tools that within the company, and then we layer on top of that the automations, or can we just go into automations and people should just, whatever they know, the automations are going to do their thing?
Again, great question. I would say that that there should be foundations in terms of understanding what AI is and what the point of automation is, because you can do wrong automation, and you can also do sometimes proper automation with people not having the right mindset. So usually, in terms of automating tasks, one of our 2 main criteria before you automate something is, first of all, you have to know the task yourself. So you have to be competent and you have to have experience in these tasks, knowing not all, but many ins and outs and the pros and cons of this whole process. And the second thing is you have to understand the tool which you are using to automate the task itself. So the technical backbone of the automation is also something you need to know, or the expert whom you're outsourcing this to. But you have to have at least basic knowledge of the tool. So I would say those are the two main things to know before you automate something. But beforehand, it would be ideal if you had a training like one of ours, where you get into this AI mindset, understanding the point of introducing AI, and automation mindset, understanding what the point of automation is, when is it a good automation, and when is it a bad automation.
Okay, excellent. You work with a lot of companies where they're starting to implement AI within the company and they try to build culture with the trainings that you're doing. How do practically companies approach this question? If you have 100 employees, you're probably not buying 100 AI, 100 accesses to ChatGPT or 100 Copilot 365 licenses at once because you have to pay the yearly subscription. What is your experience? What are companies doing right, and what are companies doing wrong in this field?
So my experience thus far is that, as I mentioned earlier, it's either CEO or HR department, but mostly CEO having this urge to implement AI and not being aware where to start. So companies know we have to do something with this. And I have an idea of budget that I'm willing to invest in it, and we have to have it done. So companies... AI transformation is a complex process. It involves the culture, it involves the upskilling, and it involves the process transformation. And at the end, it involves the owners of this new either new vertical or new process that you're gonna have. So it's a really holistic process. And companies tend to touch upon one of those segments and then become disappointed that the AI reality is not being lived inside the company. So they tend to either buy licenses and then tell it's mostly that HR or IT department that get this responsibility outsourced to, or a combination of those two. And then it's like, you guys push this, here are like 50 licenses and we want AI. Without clear KPIs, without clear strategy, without understanding the whole holistic process. So I think in order for Gen AI and AI to be a part of everyday work in the company, you have to think of the culture, the upskilling of employees, the process transformation, and having at the end the owners of this new vertical.
All right, excellent. I think that's it. Filip, one last question on the podcast. What is the thing in AI that you are currently playing with, or what is the thing in AI that you are currently excited about?
I'm playing with so two things. One is internal for the company, and the second one is just the pleasure, but it also has a lot of business sense. So internally, we're trying to automate as much as possible of our internal processes, which don't have human elements and are not highly complex, just to save a lot of time for us. And at the moment, we're doing this with Zapier, but I'm not saying this is the most proper way to do it. And the second thing I'm excited about and playing with are the AI agents. And I'm mostly now experimenting with Manus, which is the most popular AI agent. And I'm just getting amazed day by day on how many different use cases are there for super complex tasks that you can do in those tools.
Okay, great. If people want to talk to you, if they need trainings on AI, how can they find you?
3 ways. So one is my LinkedIn, Filip Macukić. The second one is my email, filip.mediartem.com. Or you can come to our website, www.mediartem.com, and reach out through the contact form.
All right. Filip, thank you very much for being a guest on the podcast. This was great. And have a nice weekend. Yes.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, Peter, and looking forward to seeing your other episodes.
Thank you. Bye-bye.